The poor peddler. John Durbeyfield is stunned to learn that he is the descendant of an ancient noble family, the D'Urbervilles. Meanwhile, Tess, his eldest daughter, joins the other village girls in the May Day dance, where Tess briefly exchanges glances with a young man. Mr. Durbeyfield and his wife decide to send Tess to the D'Urberville mansion, where they hope Mrs. D'Urberville will make Tess's fortune. In reality, Mrs. D'Urberville is no relation to Tess at all. Her husband, the merchant Simon Stokes, simply changed his name to D'Urberville after he retired. But Tess does not know this fact, and when the Alec D'Urberville, Mrs. D'Urberville's son, offers Tess a job of caring of birds on the D'Urberville estate, Tess has no choice but to accept, since she blames herself for an accident involving the family's horse, its only means of income. Tess spends several months at this job, resisting Alec's attempts to seduce her. Finally, Alec takes advantage of her in the woods one night after a fair. Tess knows she does not love Alec. She returns home to her family to give birth to Alec's child, whom she christens Sorrow. Sorrow dies soon after he is born, and Tess spends a miserable year at home before deciding to seek work elsewhere. She finally accepts a job as a milkmaid at the Talbot-Hayes dairy. At Talbot-Hayes, Tess enjoys a period of happiness. She befriends 3 of her fellow milkmaids, is Reddy, and Marion, and meets a man named Angel Clare, who turns out to be the man from the May Day dance at the beginning of the novel. Tess and Angel slowly fall in love. They grow closer throughout Tess's time at Talbot-Hayes, and she eventually accepts his proposal of marriage. Still, she is troubled by pain of conscience and feels she should tell Angel about her past. She writes him a confessional note and slips it under his door, but it slides under the carpet and Angel never sees it. After their wedding, Angel and Tess both confess carelessness. Angel tells Tess about an affair he had with an older woman in London, and Tess tells Angel about her history with Alec. Tess forgives Angel, but Angel cannot forgive Tess. He gives her some money and boards a ship bound for Brazil, where he thinks he might establish a farm. He tells Tess he will try to accept her past but warns her not to try to join him until he comes for her. Tess struggles. She has a difficult time finding work, and is forced to take a job at an unpleasant and unprosperous farm. She tries to visit Angel's family but overhears his brothers discussing Angel's poor marriage, so she leaves. She hears a wandering preacher speak, and is stunned to discover that he is Alec D'Urberville, who has been converted to Christianity by Angel's father, the Reverend Clare. Alec and Tess are each shaken by their encounter, and Alec begs Tess never to tempt him again. Soon after, however, he again begs Tess to marry him, having turned his back on his religious ways. Tess learns from her sister, Liza Lou, that her mother is near death, and Tess is forced to return home to take care of her. Her mother recovers, but her father unexpectedly dies soon after. When the family is expelled from their home, Alec offers help. But Tess refuses to accept, knowing he only wants to tie her to him again. At last, Angel decides to forgive his wife. He leaves Brazil, desperate to find her. Instead, he finds her mother, who tells him Tess has gone to a village called Sandburn. There, he finds Tess in an expensive boarding house called the Herons, where he tells her he has forgiven her and begs her to take him back. Tess tells him he has come too late. She was unable to resist and went back to Alec d'Urberville. Angel leaves in a daze, and, heartbroken to the point of madness, Tess goes upstairs and stabs her lover to death. When the landlady finds Alec's body, she raises an alarm, but Tess has already fled to find Angel. Angel agrees to help Tess, though he cannot quite believe that she has actually murdered Alec. They hide out in an empty mansion for a few days, then travel farther. When they come to Stonehenge, Tess goes to sleep, but when morning breaks shortly thereafter, a search party discovers them. Tess is arrested and sent to jail. Angel and Liza Lou watch as a black flag is raised over the prison, signaling Tess's execution.